Hello, hello. This is Roberto Ferguson, Robert Ferguson, your nutritionist, the guy who shares because he cares. If you're here for the very first time, I want to say welcome. Thank you for being here. Oh, and if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, let me know who you are. Help me by giving me some likes on YouTube so that we can tap into the algorithm and slowly reach more and more and more and more people. Because people need to know. They need to know. I know that it's not about the news. We got to get people to want to know. So today, I am going to share with you a real life story of one of my clients who lost 264 pounds. Now, the most weight I've helped someone lose since I've been in this space is 290 pounds. I have not seen this lady for about 8 years. And when I saw her 8 years ago at the grocery store, she had kept the weight off. And it had been a long time. And today I was like, you know what? Why don't I just share how people can eat regular everyday food? Just to give you guys an example of what a day looks like of eating based on the Diet Free Life methodology, where you eat regular food and as Kathy did, and lose 264 pounds. There is no weight loss drug. There is no weight loss supplement. There is no weight loss lotion. There is no anything outside of eating food. Now, many of you, if you don't know our methodology, you don't know how to eat based on our methodology. If you did, you would lose weight if that was your goal, to lose weight. Some people say they want to lose weight, but they're hemming and hawing, they're all over the place, and they're not doing the things that can help them lose the weight. And part of it is just they don't know how to eat. And when I say that out loud, I almost feel like someone could take it as though I'm insulting them, but I'm not. I'm just telling the truth, right? Because I can watch a person eat a meal and they would say that that meal is healthy. And maybe they would have a strong argument that it's healthy, but it doesn't mean that that meal is going to help them lose the weight. It doesn't mean that that meal is going to help them eventually get off blood pressure medication or reverse their insulin resistance. Most people, as I say insulin resistance out loud, most people have no idea what insulin resistance is. And they can't explain it if they kind of have an idea. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where people just get in the habit of regurgitating things instead of really taking a moment, listening, and learning. So I'm going to walk you through step by step exactly how Kathy ate to lose that weight. I'm going to tell you exactly what she did. And then as I walk you through her day of eating, you tell me if that is not something everyone could do, because they could. Because they could. Now, before we go there, I want to give a big shout out to one of my buddies who has been a supporter for years. He's out in Texas, DW. I want to say congratulations. He's down 20 pounds. And we had a heart-to-heart moment, right, DW? When he saw some infomercial and bought some product that promised the world, I said, man, please stop wasting your money. And instead of wasting your money on that kind of stuff, there's things you can buy, because some people just want to buy it. They just want to buy a product. We live in a world where we just want to buy things. And I get that. And there are definitely some good products that are out there that can help people. So I'm not against products. I mean, I'm endorsing a new product right now. I haven't gone but wild about it, but I'm taking it. My daughters are taking it. I have some of my coaches that are taking it. And some of my clients, I've taken it. So I'll probably 10% of my clients know about it. I'm waiting. I will share it because it is a product that can help everybody. Athletes, people who want to lose weight, people who are concerned with dementia and Alzheimer's, people who have inflammation, people who want to reverse their insulin resistance. Yeah, there's one product that is a high quality product that is essential. When I say essential, that means it's something that if we didn't consume it, we would die. And this is a quality product. So I'm very excited to share this. And I think everyone would benefit from having it. I really do. Um, and I'll be talking about that more. But also, I think I have some links below. If you want to schedule a free consultation with me, that's a good place to start. And I'll answer any questions that you have based on what I believe I can bring or shed value on. Other than that, just look at the links. If there's anything that has your interest, then reach out to us. But let's dive in now. Okay. So this woman who I'm going to share with you exactly what she did. Okay, you can take notes. Some of the tips I'm going to share could be helpful for you. But the first 6 months, let me be very, very, very clear. She did not work out one time. Now, would I want her to work out? Yes. Would I like her to work out? Absolutely. But she didn't. And at, basically 450 pounds, she didn't have interest in it. You're not feeling good. And she was like, is that okay? And I'm like, of course. Let's focus on your food first. So what she did in the beginning was focus on her nutrition. The exercise she started to bring it in 6 months. And if we have time, I'll share with you exactly what she did there. Okay. But every day she would wake up in the morning and I had her drinking water with a little bit of squeezed lemon in it. Now, you don't have to do this. I'm going to tell you exactly what she did. And she was great at asking questions. She was like, okay, why do you want me to do that? I said, before anything touches your gut, if all possible, and there's some people who take certain medications that they can't do this. So we're not talking about you, right? We would customize things specifically for you. But for this lady, I said, I want you to stimulate, get peristalsis going, meaning let's wake up your intestinal tract because you got muscles in there. Let's get everything kind of working. And that's what the water and the lemon juice does. Now, lemon juice and consuming lemons for health related things has been around for years. That is not anything new. I mean, it's got antioxidants in it. The lemon juice, it's got some vitamin C in it, and there's nothing negative coming from that. So boom, that's how she started. And then she would have coffee. She liked coffee, and she would put a little bit of creamer in her coffee, so a little splash. And then she had breakfast. Now, in our methodology, what we teach, the method, right, is how to combine foods properly. This is where the education is. And what the proper proportions would be of what you eat, combined properly, is what we call a fat burning meal. So one of the first things I do with a client is we're going to teach you how to make a fat burning meal. And you can make a fat burning meal out of all types of foods. There is no food that's off limits. So we start there. Now, one of her favorite meals, as she went on to lose, this 264 pounds, was she liked eggs, and she did like vegetables. Now, I have clients that don't like any vegetables. But I remember she would have eggs and she would have 2 slices of toast every day. That was like her go-to. Now, I eventually worked in some cereal. We worked in some other things that she ate, but her go-to was like eggs, which is what we call a protein. The 2 slices of toast is what we call a full portion of a fast carb. And on her toast, she would put butter, which is what we refer to as a fat, and she would top it with a little bit of jam, which is a condiment. Now, if you notice, as I'm explaining what she's doing throughout the day, I'm categorizing every type of food that she ate, right? So when you eat eggs, that's categorized as a protein. When you eat toast, that's categorized as a fast carb. If she added in some vegetables or some berries, that's classified or categorized as a slow carb. Now, adding the butter to the toast is what we call a fat portion. And then the jelly or the jam is a condiment, and she's done. That's a fat burning meal. So notice she's beginning her day with bread, and this is a person who lost 264 pounds. Let's just round it off, 265 pounds. Okay, I'm going to give you the finale. So then at the time, she had no levels of insulin resistance. So I would have her snack. Now, that's something that I wouldn't recommend today. I don't start people off with eating every 2 to 3 hours. That is something that I did. And if I could go back in time, that is one thing that I would not share. Some people do actually do better eating every 2 to 3 hours. But eating every 2 to 3 hours can also set you up to become insulin resistant. So it can cause insulin resistance as a result of hyperinsulinemia. So I wouldn't have you do that. So if you're hearing this for the first time because you followed me for years, we're not eating every 2 to 3 hours. That's not how you want to start. But this lady, she did. And fortunately, she wasn't insulin resistant, so it worked out. And so her snacks, I would always encourage fruit. She would have one energy bar a day. I would say never eat more than 2 a day. And that would be a snack. Then for lunch, because she was at home most of the time, that's where her business was, she was able to make food. So she was eating a lot of fast carbs. So sometimes for lunch it would be pasta, but then she didn't like that because she wanted to eat more of it. So knowing that, she was like, I'm not going to set myself up for failure, but I do like to eat rice. And so she would like make rice, and sometimes she would add butter to her rice, which would be her fat. And then she ate chicken a lot. So whether it was some chicken wings, whether it was grilled, baked, broiled, she would have that. So the chicken would be the protein, the rice would be her fast carb, and then it was up to whatever slow carb she wanted. She liked asparagus at the time. I would make collard greens here and there, and I would share it with my clients. Those are all slow carbs. And then when it came to dinner, she liked to have a steak. Didn't always want to have, chicken breast. And definitely liked some mashed potatoes or a yam. And because she was home, she could bake it for an hour and 20 minutes, and then boom, put it on the plate, and then pick your slow carb. Now, at this point, you're going, okay, you're telling me, Robert, that this woman lost 265 pounds. She had toast in the morning, bread. She had pasta here and there, but then you said she liked rice, so she ate rice. And then she had, like a baked potato or a baked yam pretty regularly. Yeah. And then she had days where she didn't have a fast carb, where it'd be basically vegetables, slow carb vegetables with whatever protein she wanted. But the part that I want you guys to get is that you don't have to give up food. You can learn to eat foods and get the weight off. And then the way you got the weight off, you're able to keep eating the exact same way. Now, here's the good news for some of you who have a level of insulin resistance. Because if you ate a fast carb at every meal, you're probably not going to lose weight. So with you, the goal would be getting you to eat not as many fast carbs, but the day will come. Hear me on this. As your insulin resistance fades and you become more of what we call insulin sensitive, you can bring in those fast carbs because something else improved with you. You're more metabolic flexible. And that means that your body can shift easily from burning primarily fat, burning carbs, back to burning fat. That's called metabolic flexibility. And that gets better as you continue to stay the course. Now, she had a little secret tool that she used to stay on track. Number one, after about 6 months, she did start eating or start exercising. And we started with walking, and we stayed with walking the whole time. Well, that's not true. I eventually did get her doing some resistance training, which is great because everybody wants to eventually get there. But start where you are. But her tool was, we have a product called the Detox Drop. And the Detox Drop is something that she would use every, I would say, probably once a month. And she would do our Detox Drop because it gave her that added structure and it helped her break plateaus. And when she started craving and wanting to eat outside, or maybe feeling like she wants to go and really just overindulge, she would just do the detox again. So every 21 to 30 days, she was doing the detox. And if she could have just stayed on the detox back then, she probably would have. And she did that, and she consistently stayed active. I coached her the whole time. And the next thing you know, 265 pounds is gone. Now, I believe, and I used to tell her this all the time, her other success tool was me. And it doesn't have to be me, Robert Ferguson. It could be you. Anyone who is a coach, that is a secret weapon. So I watch these people battle with weight, and I feel I can see they want to do it on their own, but they would benefit so much from having a coach, someone to talk to vent to enjoy the celebrations with, and someone to bounce things off with, so that you have clarity. Nutrition science is very confusing. It is all over the place. I mean, it really is. And I feel for people. The same as I if somebody wants to do their taxes on their own, because it could be so much easier if they got someone who could help them with their taxes, right? So I was part of her. I was a secret weapon. I was a tool that helped her stay on track because you had the accountability. I feel like I can keep it exciting. We can have some good conversations. I can keep a person on track. And I've learned over the years about, I would say 95% of my clients, even the ones who are listening to this, that were my client at one point, I would be willing to bet that they've gained their weight back. Not all, but most. Does that mean you have to have a coach for the rest of your life? You could have a coach for the rest of your life. But why not? The only reason why a person wouldn't have a coach who really can see the value in it is if they don't have the money to pay for a coach. And if money gets tight, then that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like they say, make it make sense. That makes sense. But if it's affordable, and like I have programs that are actually affordable, whenever someone stops that, I just go, wow, I thought they were smarter than that. And that's not an insult. I just know what is likely to happen to those people. And if someone would message me or do a post or email me, and every once in a while, like I was talking to one of my clients, Susan, I mean, she still has me as her coach. You can look at it like a retainer, right? Like having a lawyer, so you don't have to pay a whole bunch of money when you do need that help. So I hadn't talked to Susan for a few months. We look at her numbers, and man, she's right there. She has not gained. She hasn't lost more, but she's right there. And then we just pick up. Some people, that's great. I think it's great. I think it's good to go a month without talking to your coach and then check in and see if you were able to like keep it moving. Or you get the client that you coach for a while and the weight comes off, then something happens. You know, life happens. I get that. And, you know, death in the family. I mean, who knows? Medical emergency. Something happens and it's just not the right time. You just got a lot going on. You can't talk to anybody. And as a result, you end up gaining some weight. I get it. But here's the good news is that when you have a bond with whoever your coach is, then reach out to them. reconnect and get back on. Now, there's one big negative to all this. Uh-oh. You guys ready for this one? Is when you have a coach and you stop respecting the time, right? Because you get in the habit of being okay with lying to yourself, then you'll just show up with no progress being made. Now, the progress, that's okay, because progress is not just in the numbers. Progress is about being able to look in the mirror or really like stand, face to face with whatever your reality is. And part of that, when you get on the call, like I tell my clients all the time, I say, you know what? It doesn't matter that you didn't lose weight this week. What matters is that we actually are having a call. Because some of my clients who have these tendencies to give up on themselves, they start to stray, and then they start saying in their own head, I didn't do well this week. I'll call Robert next week. Or I'm gonna give it 2 more weeks and then I'm gonna call. And they start playing those games that if they're not perfect, then let's not call. That is the best time to talk to your coaches when things don't go well. Does that make sense? I'm making it make sense. And she went on and lost that weight. Now, when Brett went from 336 pounds to 199 pounds, he had a coach too. I'm not coaching Brett at this very moment, but he knows that he can come back to me when he wants. But at this very moment, I'm not. And he's doing pretty good. He gained a little bit of weight, and then he did a coach call. He was like, oh, I need to do a coach call. So he just scheduled a coach call. And the coach call went something like, so Robert, what's new? Anything new I need to know about? What's going on? So I bring him up to date, look at his numbers, give him some recommendations, and now he has a plan. And maybe in a month, I'll hear from him and see how he's doing. So that's how she lost the weight. If you came in late, all you got to do is listen to it from the beginning. We went through some of the basic meals that she consumed to lose, 265 pounds. We talked about her little secret weapon, doing the detox drop. That helped her. And I believe, like, as I'm sharing this and going live, Oprah Winfrey is going to do a show very soon on the weight loss drugs. And if I were to guess, which I'm totally guessing because I don't know, I believe that Oprah uses the drug, if she talks about using the drug, when she feels she needs help. Like when she feels she's starting to crave more or she's starting to get out of control. And the drug suppresses your appetite. It's kind of like, that's why they have people who are considering the drug who are like addicts. They're alcoholics. Because one, you're not eating, and then when you go to drink the alcohol because of the drug, you vomit it up and you get sick. And they have other drugs that'll do that for a person, and that will discourage a person from drinking because they don't want to get sick. So as long as they're on the drug, they won't drink, because even though the drinking the alcohol is pulling them in and they're craving it, they don't want to be vomiting either. Anyway, so there you have it, you guys. The take home or bottom line is you can be successful. It takes a little bit of clarity as far as knowledge about nutrition, and then you will know exactly how to eat. So when I say people don't know how, they don't know how to eat. No one's going to do intermittent fasting if they know what I know. They're not. They are not. If you know the value of skeletal muscle, you are not going to be pushing and promoting intermittent fasting. You're not. So like I heard one of my clients was telling me how these people are selling these weight loss drugs or these new supplements coming out, and they're telling people to do intermittent fasting. Okay, listen closely. If you hear anyone that promotes or talks about intermittent fasting, let them know that I said that they are doing a disservice to people. And if they want to come and share with me and we can have a conversation about it, I would love that. I don't care who it is. It could be someone next door. It could be a top level celebrity. It could be a scientist. Let's get them on. Let's have a conversation, because all of my evidence-based, clinically proven outcomes, I will pair up against theirs, and I'm going to win each and every time. And then we're going to go into the science of what are the negatives when you wake up in a catabolic state and your liver's wondering where's the protein that comes, the amino acids from eating. But if you're fasting, you stay catabolic. And if someone doesn't understand mTOR, leucine, the importance of consuming an adequate amount of protein when you first wake, but yet they're telling you to do intermittent fasting, shame on that person. And just keep your eyes open, because they really don't know what the hell they're recommending. They don't. And if you don't know, then you're just going to do what they're telling you because you don't know better. It's unbelievable. Kathy, if she loses 265 pounds eating food, taking a food as medicine approach. And some of you are just looking for anything to help lose some weight. And I get that, because you're desperate, right? You want help. And then you got the majority of people who are like that also. They're just looking for, so you're hanging out with the same sheep. But Kathy wasn't. Brett wasn't. Mary wasn't when she was 336 pounds. And I coached her all the way down to 135 pounds. 336 to 135 pounds. And she's still under 100. She's still 135 pounds. I know she's under 140. And that's been over 15 years. Actually, longer than that. So there you go. Let me see. Let's see here. Someone says, who is this? NER night before last and discovered my potassium is 1.2. Ouch. This past year since last May has been a struggle. I don't know who that is, but thank you for sharing. If you are one of my clients, email me or shoot me a text. Let me see if I can help you out. If you aren't a client, but you want to learn more and you don't want to be in ER again like that, then schedule a free consultation. Okay. But thank you for sharing that. Two of my favorite people is a husband and wife that I coach, Leith and Leslie. These are two amazing people. They are good people. So let me see. It's funny because I don't read before I start talking, because I could have just said how amazing Leith and Leslie is, and they could have said, Robert, you're an asshole, right? They could have. I don't know. And if that was the case, I would apologize. I'm sorry. But anyway, Leith and Leslie say the coaching is 100% helpful and really helps with keeping motivation up. I constantly struggle with motivation before we signed up for coaching. I hear you, Leslie. It's tough, man. I have coaches. She goes on to say that food as medicine not only makes sense, it is also accessible to everyone. Well, right now it is. There's some crazy stuff going on with food right now. There's no expensive meds, prescriptions, or unwanted side effects needed. Jeez. Anyway, I think Leslie and Leith, they just said they would never call me that. Well, that's nice. Okay. That is nice. All right, you guys. Hey, if you want to contact me, go to the website, dietfreelife.com. And if you go there, make sure you subscribe for our newsletter. It starts going out next week consistently. And if you're on the newsletter, you'll get it. So we'll have like recipes. We'll have like product reviews, just information that can help you. And that's where I'll be making my first public share about this amazing product that I am aware of now. I really like this product. And if you've been following me, and some have for 20 years, you don't hear me talk like that. So for those who know me well, now you know, you're like, okay, wait a minute. I've never heard him really talk like this. No, because it's a really good product, and I'm already seeing anecdotal benefits, but I'm also very aware of the science. And I'm loving the quality of what it is. And I love the fact that is framed around testing. It's framed around testing. It's like you test in the privacy of your home. 10 days later or so, you get the results, and now you know where the inflammation is really coming from. What the level of insulin resistance is, like, even more clear, and what you can do. So then they have this product that's not expensive. I mean, they have like two options: $42 and for a month supply, $42, or $62, a little bit more premium. That makes more sense when you hear more about it. And then you take it for 4 months, and then you do the test again. So why would you do the test again? To find out if the product is working. There's no guessing. There's no, oh, I think I feel better. Well, I think I'm sleeping better. Let's do the test. And you can say all of that between the baseline when you first, do the test, use the product. Now let's put it to the test. And guess what? If the product's not working, then quit fooling yourself. You would just stop. But if the product's working, now you have proof. And that helps support all of your anecdotal thoughts, right? Or what you feel is working for you. That's powerful. Anyway, someone asked from the private Facebook group, what's insulin resistance? Okay, I'll answer this. Okay, insulin resistance, what it is it's the opposite of insulin sensitivity. So let me start there. Insulin sensitivity, for instance, is when everything is working right. And on a cellular level, for instance, let's say you eat regular meal. And when you eat a meal, those carbohydrates break down and become sugar in your blood. And they can't stay in your blood because that can cause other problems. So insulin, which is a hormone, basically swims out and finds cells that will open up so that the sugar can leave floating around your body and go inside of the cell. And then inside the cell can be used for energy, other things can be created, etc. That's when everything works great. When you have a level of insulin resistance, insulin's not resistant. It's the cells that are not responding to the insulin. So when the insulin says, hey, open up so that sugar can get inside, that's not happening, or it's not happening as easy or normal and natural as it did before you were insulin resistant. So think of, like, you know how you have a keyhole, like when you put your key into the door of your home or apartment or wherever, and after a while, sometimes you got to push the key in a little harder and stuff starts to build up inside of there. It like gums up, and it gets more and more difficult to use that same key to open up. The door is becoming resistant. That's door resistance or lock resistance. So we got to clean up that lock, same as we got to clean up those cells. Well, I've never said it like that. That was decent. That was good. Okay. That was pretty good. So hopefully that helps you guys better understand insulin resistance. The good news, whoever asked this question, is that you can reverse it. You can reverse it. You can reverse it. And part of my excitement about this product is that it goes with my philosophy, my beliefs, the facts around food as medicine. Because it's actually a product, but it's food. And the service is the test. So you basically have food that's the product that I'm talking about. and it's something that you get that most of us aren't getting enough of. Matter of fact, current science and data says 97% of people living in America and Canada are not getting enough of it. So that kind of says it all. All right, you guys. Hey, I am Robert Ferguson. I share because I care. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. You can even email us. Just contact us and we will reach back. Our goal is to spread information to help people. We're in the business of helping. And now we have a new tool that's going to make it possible for us to reach more people. So it's happening. And I am excited about the people who are partnering with me, who are part of this, all of our coaches that are like helping people on a regular basis. Man, we have some exciting things happening now. And here's the last call, just to let you guys know, you'll catch me very soon. So check our schedule. Soon I'll have a calendar on my website that you can go to and see where we're going to be. We're going to do some meet and greets. We're going to have little seminars, little events in various places. So right now I'm in Las Vegas here soon. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee soon. I'm in Houston, Texas soon. I'm in Boca Raton soon. I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana soon. I'm in Myrtle Beach soon. And I'm in New York soon. So if you live in those areas, reach out to me, let me know. And then I'm going to work really hard to make it to Oklahoma this year. I want to go to Oklahoma. I haven't been in a few years, well, probably like 6 or 7 years, but I got some people that are amazing in Oklahoma, and I want to see these people. Some of them I've coached, talked on the phone a lot, emailed back and forth for years. But now we're going to break bread and see each other in person. That's going to happen. All right, you guys. I'm Robert Ferguson. I share because I care. Thank you for being here. And please share, tell people about what we're doing. And if you want to learn more about this product, just reach out to me or schedule a consultation, and I'll answer any of your other questions. All right. Until the next one, let's get it moving, and peace.